The refugee issue is as old as the issue of conflict itself. Many victims of conflicts have resorted to moving away from the affected areas for their own security and for the well-being of their families. Sometimes this move is permanent, sometimes it is only for a short while until fighting has ceased and it is safer for them to move back home.
How many people have fled violence and persecution around the world?
Violence has escalated across the country and civilians are being massacred and forced to flee. That's the alarm being sounded by the United Nations.
Protecting refugees is basic human rights responsibility and reflects global humanitarian values such as dignity, safety, and compassion. Refugees are non-economic migrants. They are forced to leave their home to survive. Ignoring refugees' welfare may lead to public health concerns and increased vulnerability which affects society as a whole. Malaysia has one of the biggest refugee communities in Southeast Asia, particularly from Myanmar, which is known as Rohingya. Refugees reside in cities like Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, transforming this into a local social concern rather than a far-off global issue. According to the UN Refugee Agency, more than 110 million individuals are forcibly displaced globally due to conflict in Syria and Ukraine, persecution based on ethnicity, and political unrest. This makes refugee protection a collective global obligation. The years of 2015 and 2016 show the rights of Rohingya people from Myanmar are still being denied and persecuted. Due to the lack of justice and recognition from the government of Myanmar, the long-building discriminatory policies have caused them to flee from their hometown to another uncertain destination. Malaysia is the one of the most wanted destination for Rohingya refugees due to the sea route while escaping by boat.
The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency said they detected 2 boats carrying 300 people from Myanmar near the coast of Langkawi. They said they gave the refugees food and other supplies and escorted the boats out of Malaysian waters.
Among the main reasons why Rohingya refugees are trying to seek protection in other Muslim countries is the ban on holding congregational prayers in public places, including celebrating important Islamic days such as the month of Ramadan, Eid al-Fitr, and Maulid Rasul. The influx of Rohingya ethnic minorities refugees in Malaysia has had a profound impact on the country's ability to manage this group, which has involved high management costs. In addition, it is impossible for Malaysia as a third country to continue to accept Rohingya refugees into the country. On the other case, Turkey plays a crucial role in the Syrian crisis. It hosts at least 54% and 64.8% when considering only the neighboring countries of the more than 6.6 million Syrian refugees. Since 2014, Turkey has thus become the country that hosts the highest number of refugees in the world. After the start of the Syrian civil war in 2011, Syrian refugees started to immigrate to Turkey. The migration accelerated in 2014 after the rise of Islamic State of Iraq and Levant. The number of Syrian refugees registered under temporary protection status peaked in 2021 with more than 3.7 million people and has been decreasing since then. The presence of growing numbers of Syrians in Turkey is deeply impacting on host communities economically, socially, as well as politically.
If you want another reason Syria's civil war matters, consider the refugee crisis that is growing more desperate by the day. The UN says that more than 4 million are displaced within Syria. Another 2 million have fled the country. In Turkey, the camps are full. So what happens to the newest refugees? We asked Clarissa Ward to look into that.
On this issue, Syrian and Rohingya faced multiple challenges as they were labeled as illegal immigrants by society. Essentially, Malaysia serves as a transient refuge for Rohingya fleeing conflict, yet they remain extremely vulnerable, trapped between the turmoil in Myanmar and unstable living situations in Malaysia. Meanwhile, Turkey's challenge with refugees is a prolonged crisis presenting considerable social, economic, and political integration difficulties. We must ensure that both refugees have educational opportunities, access to healthcare and services, clean water and sanitation, and have access to livelihood opportunities that will ensure that refugees are equipped and ready to return to a life of dignity in their homeland.